Karen from Countyfairgrounds USA, countyfairgrounds.net. Welcome to today's podcast.
County Fairgrounds here. Do I have the famous comedian, juggler, a yo-yo guy on the line with me, Mark Hayward?
That's me.
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Busy. Normal.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so you want to tell our audience a little bit about what you do, please?
Yeah. I am a full-time professional comedy yo-yo man and juggler. I enjoy doing shows that are funny and interactive and impressive. I'm a world yo-yo champion, so I use those skills as well as my skills of being a performer to try to make everyone have a good time and enjoy some nostalgia for a classic childhood toy that everybody's done.
All right. Well, you certainly do something unusual, and I've never interviewed anybody that does what you do before. So I have to ask, well, yeah, I'm sure you've been asked this before. How did you get started in this?
Yeah, I mean, I got a yo-yo in my stocking for Christmas in high school, and a friend of mine got a How to Juggle book the same day. So we started a juggling club, and for some reason, two of the guys in the club decided from day one they were going to become professional jugglers. So we started working on a show immediately, and my first public performance was, I think, later that following year in front of my entire high school, all my friends, family, and peers. It was terrifying, and I loved it. So I was hooked.
So you've never done anything else?
I have had, not really is the short answer. I mean, I worked in retail through high school and college while I was getting my performing career ramped up, and I could get the retail ramped down. But no, as far as a proper career, this is it.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Not many people can make money doing what you do, and I'm impressed, I have to tell you. You have a wife?
I was married for a while, and that we parted amicably. Now I have a girlfriend and a big fuzzy dog.
And what does she think of this?
She thinks it's the coolest thing in the world. She has literally said to me she thinks yo-yo tricks are sexy. So I obviously found the right woman.
Okay. So, I mean...
Yeah, so your reaction right there is the normal reaction. What? Sexy? I know, but I only have to impress her, and I have, so it's a good deal.
Well, you have to be awful coordinated to do the things that you do. I mean, it must have taken you a long time to learn how to do it, right?
Yeah, definitely. It took a long time, many years of practice and many hours, for a long time, many hours every day. And I have to say, as hard as all of the physical tricks are that I do, and they are hard, the real challenge was learning how to be a good performer. To get good on stage was way harder than any of the tricks that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way to get good at it is to get on stage in front of a bunch of people and make a fool of yourself over and over.
Okay, so tell me, I'm kind of curious now. Where have you performed? What has been your best places that you've performed that you've really liked?
Well, I mean, I think every year the best shows of the year are actually usually jugglers conventions, because jugglers from all over the region or all over the world will get together to share tricks and stuff, but then there's always a public show. And the best audience is if I can have my peers who know all about my skills, have followed my career, perhaps know how hard the things I'm doing are, but then also the general public, because they're the ones who make it fun, and I get to see the delight in their eyes. So juggling conventions are usually my favorite shows of the year, but I've gotten to work in some amazing places. I've been on The Late Show with David Letterman twice. I've been on The Late Late Show with James Corden. I did America's Got Talent. I've performed and did a tour in Iceland, a tour in China, a tour in Australia, and I've performed in Sweden and South Africa. So I've been a lot of places, and it's really fascinating how different things are. But all that being said, all the different places that I've gone, for sure, my favorite place is to be kind of in the middle-ish of the United States, sort of Midwest area where I grew up. Those are my people.
Okay. I would imagine that the kids love you in the audience.
Yeah, and it's a challenge to get kids to love you. To me, I feel like I've only been truly successful if I get the kids and the adults to love me. And my favorite audiences are when I have kids, parents, and grandparents.
Have any of them asked you how they could possibly get into this? I suppose you teach people. Do you?
Well, yeah, I do. I don't very often do live teaching. It sometimes happens. Sometimes I'll get hired to do a workshop or something. But I have a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Mark Hayward. And I have put up a whole bunch of lessons and tutorials on there. And my basic how to yo-yo video, I think it just hit 1.5 million views. So I've actually taught a lot of people how to yo-yo around the world.
Okay. You have a mother. What does she think of this?
You know, my mom was a slow convert, I will admit. She did not initially think this was the best idea, but she was supportive. You know, if you think you can do this, you go ahead and try it. But she thinks it's great now. She thinks that I'm hilarious, and she loves it that I am doing what I love and making a living at it. And I will say that my dad took even longer to convince.
I bet.
He's like, maybe you should get a real job. I was like, let me try this, Dad. And I won him over when I booked a show working at a trade show, and they paid me a really good amount of money, and I was able to tell that to my dad. And for years after that, he'd always say, so, you got any more trade shows booked? That was really good.
That's cute. That's really cute. Okay, so you're a yo-yoer and world champion? How'd that happen?
Yeah, that was actually fairly early on. I started going to yo-yo contests, and as many people know, competition is a really good way to force yourself to get better at something, you know, because you want to win. And the first time I went to my first yo-yo contest by accident. I was at a Jugglers convention, and the World Yo-Yo Contest was there. They had restarted it for the first time in like 50 years or something. And the old yo-yo masters were there, and they all pretty much browbeat me into being in the contest, even though I had never even heard of a lot of the tricks. And I came in 6th place out of 6. And that was the motivation that I needed to go home and practice and come back. So I came back every year after that, and it took me, I think, 3 years. In 1995, I had practiced enough that I was able to win the contest.
Okay, so you became a juggler. How did that happen?
Well, that was sort of the same time as yo-yoing, is because my friends had that How to Juggle book. We all just started noodling around and playing after school in our juggling club. And once I saw that it was something that people wanted to see, and that I was going to be able to actually have some income as a juggler, that really clicked. And so I just sort of kept at it gradually all through high school and college. And it wasn't until I was in grad school when I realized that I could do it for a living. And so I said, forget this grad school business. I'm going to be a professional juggler and yo-yo man.
You went to grad school. That means you went to college, right?
Yes, exactly.
What were you going to be?
Well, I studied art, which is a little problematic because I discovered in grad school unfortunately, it's much easier to be a professional juggler in our society than it is to be a professional artist. Yes. So I actually took the easy road by being a professional juggler and yo-yo man.
Okay. All right. So, what have you got coming up?
Well, I've got this fair come up in Bismarck, North Dakota, on June 3rd through 7, I believe, is when I'm there. And I've got some other regional fairs. I'll be at the Wisconsin State Fair later on in the summer, and a couple of things that are not popping into the front of my mind right now. But yeah, I'll be traveling around quite a bit this summer.
So have you ever met anybody professionally that kind of does what you do too?
There are exactly 6 professional yo-yo entertainers in the United States.
Okay.
And it's only just barely because Valerie is just about to retire. So there's going to be 5 of us pretty soon.
Yeah. I've been interviewing people for years. I have never interviewed a yo-yoer. before. You're the first one that I've interviewed. So,
well, there's one guy in Minnesota, there's a guy in Boston area, and the other ones I can't remember quite where they are off the top of my head. Valerie's down in Texas. So yeah, we're around, but we are an elusive bunch.
And you said that I didn't think yo-yoing was sexy. I think yo-yoing is sexy.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
I bet your girlfriend has a lot of fun with you.
Yes, she really does. It's nice to have such a solid fan. She's always happy to see me perform and loves to see me do tricks. It's pretty nice.
But you're a professional comedian, too. You know, that doesn't come really naturally, does it?
No, that's a ton of work. And in fact, I remember when I was working retail in college, I was a cashier, and one of the other cashiers was a guy who'd been in the military, I'm pretty sure in the Army, and he was so funny. And I looked at him, and it's like, maybe if I just try to be as funny as him, maybe I can get somewhere with it. And then I started, meeting other jugglers and comedians and realized, if I work on this every day, I can slowly increase my skills and then carefully write material and work on my material with other professionals and hone my craft. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I wish I could remember which comedian said this. I don't remember, but a comedian said that one of the most amazing things about the personality it takes to be a successful comedian is that you have to be able to come off stage after bombing, after not doing very well at all. You come off stage and say to yourself, yeah, I could do that again.
Okay. All right. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed speaking to you. And how do people find you if they're interested in booking you or working with you?
Well, the best way is my website, markhayward.net. And you can also easily find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Mark Hayward. Or really, if you just Google Mark Hayward, I'm the first one. So there are a lot of ways to find me.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Mark. I've enjoyed talking to you a whole bunch. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.